all those vanlifers? Because I see hashtag vanlife, but in real life, where are they?
We had a relationship, but we never really saw each other. So we actually ended up running the car so I could run my laptop.
And I thought, what am I doing? We were amateurs.
I had like
We just set a date, and all of a sudden there were 50 campers coming. We had 3 days of pouring rain.
everybody was pushing each other's vans and helping out.
I had a lot of stress, and we were so tired.
Making friends in van life is like making friends in a pressure cooker. Somebody closes the curtain midday, you know what they're gonna do. So
This is the Vanlife Network podcast. Real conversations with vanlifers building meaningful lives on the road. Not just about where we park, but about who we are becoming. I'm Rens, and this is our digital campfire.
Today's guests are Joa and Diede, a creative couple from the Netherlands who have been living on the road full-time for the past 5 years, now with their son, Jippe, and their 2 dogs. Together, they've built a life around their freedom, creativity, and doing things differently. From running Studio Walrus and creating visuals for businesses to founding and organizing Betoeterd, one of the most loved van life gatherings in the Netherlands. They're a great example of what's possible when you design life on your own terms. Joa, Diede, welcome to the show.
thank you. That's quite an introduction. Thank you very much.
Wow. Is that us?
So, earlier you told me you've been living on the road for around 5 years. What was happening in your lives right before you decided to move into the van?
Oh, that feels like a totally different life, right?
Yeah, that was really different. Well, we both had careers. What kind of careers? I was working as a chef and you were working as a teacher.
Yeah.
So we were living completely different lives. And it was also part of like the problem why we switched lives, because I was working during the evenings. So when I started working, Diede just finished working and the other way around. So we had a relationship, but we never really saw each other, not even during the weekends, because I had weekends on Sunday and Monday. So Sunday would kind of be our day together. And
Yeah, we were just both working.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So nothing really changed, actually.
That sounds like ambitious people. And so did you already know you were going to live the van life and you were saving up for a van, or what was your goal?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, I got a vast contract. What is that in English?
A fixed contract, I guess?
Yeah, a fixed contract. Thank you. And everybody was telling me, oh, wow, so now you can buy a house and you can be like, what a lot of grown-ups do. And when somebody asked me that, I was like, it felt really like I don't want that. So when we were at home, we really talked about what are our goals and what do we actually really want. And this wasn't the life that we want when we really listened to what our hearts were telling us. So yeah, we had a lot of conversations and we were talking. And then we figured out that I had a dream and I really wanted to travel.
Okay.
And Joa had a dream as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you really wanted to build your own home. So we wanted to combine those 2 dreams. And that is what we did, because van life is best of both worlds. It was building our own home, with wheels though, and we could travel as well. So that was the perfect combination for us. And it really felt like, hey, this is a good solution for us. And it was also because we had Joep, our Australian Shepherd, our dog.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't able to, well, of course you are able to travel by plane, but I really wanted to, make it comfortable for him as well. So a road trip is for most of the dogs a good solution.
Yeah.
So that was the whole reason why we wanted to start van life. And then we bought our first van. Yeah.
And that was about 5 years ago? Is that correct?
Well, that's even longer. I think 6 or 7 years ago, even, because we bought the van and then I was working as a chef and Diede as a teacher. So both full-time jobs. And then in the weekends and in the evenings, we would be building the van.
Okay.
And I think it took us like half a year or maybe even
way
longer.
Yeah.
To just get something into the van, and then we never had a camper van or a camper or anything like that before, so we just started going for holidays and weekend trips and things like that. And then I switched careers because I became a videographer. I started working for like a video company doing filming and video edits. And I think that's the point where we started using the van way more, because Diede would finish her work at Friday at 3:00, I think. And then we would throw everything in the van and I would edit for 2 more hours in the van and we would just go somewhere. And then at that point, I think we said like, okay, maybe we can do this kind of full time, but that took almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
For us to really take the decision, okay, now we're gonna go and travel full time. And then I said to the company where I was working, like, I can't do the filming anymore, but I could do a little editing. And Diede took I think a 5 months sabbatical,
Yeah.
or 6 months even, I don't know.
5, I think.
I think 5
yeah.
was the limit back then. And that's now 5 years ago. So that's like when the real first long travel started.
Yeah.
So that was when you actually moved into van life full time, basically.
Yeah.
Now, if you're living van life or dreaming about it and you've ever felt like you're doing it alone, this is for you. It's called the Vanlife Network. It's a private community full of real vanlifers from all over the world actually connecting. No algorithms, no ads, no fake social media stuff, just real conversations, real friendships, and people you actually meet on the road. There are weekly calls, a live map to find people near you, and meetups happening all the time. So instead of just chasing the next spot, you start building real friendships along the way. It's completely free to join at school.com/vanlife. School spelled with a K. Links in the description or scan the QR on screen and we'll see you there.
You mentioned you didn't really have to quit your job. Like you actually took a sabbatical and you took your work in the van, like your editing gig. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I was working for a small company, so the editing was kind of hard because the files that you need to transfer are really big. So we needed to buy like SIM cards, and then we could transfer all the files, and then I would do an edit and send it, and then he would have to check it, and then would have some feedback, and we'd send it back and forth, and it was a lot of work, and didn't really end up working. Because it was just way cheaper for him, and
Even our fan, we didn't have even enough
we didn't have
energy. Solar panels, we didn't have enough, I think.
No, I think we had at the time like 100 watts on the roof of solar, and like I think a 300 watts inverter.
We were amateurs.
And I had like a heavy duty editing laptop, so I would turn it off, and then everything would turn off in the van. So we actually ended up a few times running the car so I could run my laptop.
Got it.
Just for like emergency things. And otherwise I would go to a coffee shop and do a little bit of work there. But it did not really work for us actually.
No, we really took time off those months.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first two.
But it
two months.
was the beginning of our company that we do right now, because it was the beginning of Studio Waters, because we did a little bit of work. Yeah, so it was the beginning because we felt, hey, we have something. We are able to work and live like this. So yeah, it was the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what did that feel like, that moment when you realized like, hey, we can probably make this work?
Yeah, I love that. When people were talking about traveling and see a lot of the world, and they always come back home and they are without money. They spent all their savings, and we came back and we actually had more money.
Wow.
Than when we left, because we did do a little bit of work, but during van life, you don't spend the amount of money that you normally do in a normal stone house. You know what's normal, but in a house like what a lot of people do in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So that really opened our eyes. Like, wait a minute, we are traveling. I have the feeling I have way more free time than we had when we lived like the standard 9 till 5 job. What are we doing? Why do we work like this? Wake up in the morning, go to work, come back, and then still have at the end of the month and you have more days, and your money is already spent. And we had the feeling of way more time, way more freedom. We traveling, we met new people, you know, the whole life that gave us a lot of energy, but that we really loved. But we had more money. We were like, it was an eye opener.
Yeah.
But I had a sabbatical, so I went back to my old job, and I still remember I was in the teachers area, and we had a very orange floor, and I was in the line for the coffee, you know, those school coffee, and I took a sip of the coffee, and I saw that orange floor. And I thought, what am I doing? And the silly thing is, I really loved my job. I really liked the teaching, and I loved my colleagues. I had such a nice school where I was working. But still, I felt like it gave me so much, boundaries. I think.
Restrictions.
Restrictions. And I only had free time in the weekends and on holidays. And that felt it didn't fit anymore. So I came after a week. I came back and I said to Joa, I'm gonna quit. We didn't even discuss about it. I said, I really have to quit. I can't do this anymore. But that's weird. That's actually what I said to you, because I love my job, but it didn't fit anymore. No.
And that was after 5 months of living in the van.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a very quick transition from like a normal 9 to 5. What I think is like you pay your 9 to 5 also with your freedom. Like it gives you stability, but you pay with your freedom.
Yeah.
And before you moved into the van life, like, did you know anyone else living this lifestyle, or you just like went all in?
No, it was really the combination of we wanted to build our own home, and I wanted to travel, and that was the combination. And I had no clue there was such a community about van life and all. I had really no clue.
No, we were living kind of alternative already. We were living in a tiny house. So we kind of looked into like ways of different kinds of housing, and I think we were following some YouTubers who kind of did van life.
Yeah, we did doing building already.
Yeah, but just because we've really liked the idea of doing that. But we've never met people before that.
No, I don't think
doing
so.
No. I think no.
So you met them by living on the road, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And so you started off in a van. You did that for, I think, around 2 years, or
something like that. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3.
In a no master. Love the van.
And now you're living in a truck.
Yeah, can we still call it van life? I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, it's a big camper, but it's a small truck. Let's say, is that Yeah,
I think we've been living. I think it has been 2.5 years that we've been living in the van, because we did a 5-month trip to Portugal and Spain, and like a trip of the south of Europe, or like actually only Portugal and Spain. I think maybe a bit of Italy. And then we went back to the Netherlands because Diede had to go back to her job. And then, we both actually really quit our jobs. And then we went for an 11-month trip, I think.
Almost a year. Yeah.
Just like completely going to the North Cape. And then we went completely to the Canary Islands. So we've been like from the north to the furthest south point. And that took us 11 months.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point where we said, this life is really good, but this van is really small as well. We were at Lanzarote, and we said like, it would be so nice for you or dog to have like a friend, but we're not gonna get another dog because this van is too small, and 2 dogs is just a lot. Unless a dog just happens to show up and we happen to love it. And we just said that to each other, like, if a dog ever shows up at our door, it's gonna be it. Then we have a second dog. That's fine. We can handle a second dog. And then I think a week later, your parents visited us in Lanzarote, and they said like, we have to, your brother wants to call. And they said, we're getting a baby. And we're like, oh, well, congratulations. That's so cool. And then they said, and also bad news, we're getting rid of the dog. So we're like, okay. And they were like, yeah, it's a dog with a history. It's like
Traumatized?
a rescue dog, and he's
Okay.
with a hard time. So then we said, okay, you're getting rid of a dog, and we just said, if a dog
Not
knocks
we,
on a,
you said.
yeah, I said,
In the same second, he
I
said,
said, okay, bring it over.
it's gonna be our dog. And I said, wait a moment, let me think about it. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be our dog. That's really what you said in the same sentence, in the same breath that you took.
Yeah, well, it was perfect because we already knew the dog. We knew it was a big match with Joep. So it was already perfect. So we were like, yeah.
So yeah, then we had 2 dogs. So yeah, the van was too small. Because of Tommy, that's actually the reason we have a truck.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very good excuse to actually get a bigger home. Like a
Yeah.
second dog, we need a bigger house.
Absolutely.
My goodness. And what are the pros and cons of living in a truck compared to a van, let's say?
We have way more space. We really have way more space. Especially now with not even 2 dogs, but also the baby. He is now 1 year old. The extra space inside, especially during rainy days, that's really a pro. And it is during building actually was quite convenient as well because everything is so square. It's just a
It's
square.
box.
It is a
It's a
square.
box. Yeah.
Building went so fast. I was surprised every time. And in a van, everything is round and you have those weird corners. And building in a truck was so
it's
much
easy.
easier. So that was a big pro as well.
Everything is just built really heavy duty. Like in a van or in a camper, I always feel like you're driving on the edge of the weight limit, or actually most of the times over the weight limit. It has some small tires. The steering pumps are not the strongest. The engine sometimes have a hard time like going uphill, and all that is fine. But once you make the step to a truck, you're like, okay, this is a heavy machine.
That's
And-
also the downside.
Yeah, absolutely. But we, for instance, we bought a truck that's made for 12 tons, and it's only 6 and a bit, almost 7 tons. So it's like just over half of its capability. So it's like it never feels like it's struggling or
True.
having a hard time.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, that's one of the big pros of driving a truck, and also just the indoor space.
Yeah,
It's,
I
it's
love it.
fantastic, yeah.
We actually, before Jippe, before our baby, we had just a normal couch.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that couch. And we have a bathroom. Oh, that's such a luxury.
It's
I
so
love it.
wild.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can imagine that it's like in moving into like a villa kind of.
Yeah, I call it normally like it's more like a luxurious apartment on wheels. It is a
Oh, yeah.
tiny house on wheels. It is, I don't call it a camper anymore. It's an
No,
apartment,
it's too big.
aka office on wheels. Yeah.
Perfect. And so you mentioned the dog actually got you to move into a truck, but now you're living with the 5 of you in a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, so the space is becoming smaller and smaller again.
We're not gonna get another house on wheels though. This is it. This is it.
This is it. You build everything yourself in the truck as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
built
amazing.
it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I found out that I really like. Well, actually, that's not true. We've got some help with
Electricity.
yeah, with
True.
electricity,
Right.
but that was not because I wasn't able to do it. But there's just a guy I know that's built really crazy systems, and I wanted to have like a good coffee machine, a water kettle, and laptops and everything running at the same time. So, and then I had to measure like the thickness of the cables and everything, and I measured it all, and I was thinking how I should do it, and then I sent him a text, and he said, "Okay, if you do that, it's all gonna light on fire. So maybe you should go over." And he built the most sick system ever.
Yeah,
for
it's
us, I
really
think.
sick.
So that's really nice. That's the only thing we didn't do ourselves. But I really liked it in the van that we built everything ourselves, because when there's something wrong, you always know you can fix it,
Yeah.
or you at least know where to start and what kind of materials you use to fix anything or make it better or things like that. So yeah, we kind of built everything.
It's sweet that you say we, but I think I should give him all the credits. That
You're the kid to raise.
Yeah.
And something I find really interesting is that Vanlife didn't just change how you live, it also led to creating things for the community. And one of those things, Diede, is Betoeterd. For people who've never heard of it, what exactly is Betoeterd?
Betoeterd is a meetup for people who live full-time or not full-time in a camper. And the goal is for people to just meet up, share their travel stories, connect with each other, and just have a very good time. And when you really have a good time, meet up with each other again when you're traveling. Yeah, just really to be part of the community or become part of the community. It's a passion project that I started during our second travel, I guess.
Yeah, I think
So, that's Betoeterd. Yeah, it's a very Dutch name. It sounds weird doing all those between all those English words. And if you translated it in English, it's very weird. So just say Betoeterd.
I don't think it even works.
No.
No.
There's no real translation for like the word,
No.
I think.
No.
Okay. And what was your reason, or why did you start your own van life? You call it a meetup. Why did you start your own van life meetup?
I call it a meetup because it is really a meetup. When you think about a festival, you think about entertainment, music, like into very early in the morning. And it is a meetup because it is about meeting other van lifers, other people who live or travel in campers. And how it started, we were in Norway. I really remember where we were. I was looking at a lake and I was checking my Instagram and I saw people with vans because I was following a lot of people who were living in vans. And I saw all those people sitting around with their guitar and campfires and having meetups. And I thought, I am living in a van. I am a van lifer, but where are all those van lifers? Because I see hashtag van life, but in real life, where are they? So I was a bit, to be honest, a bit grumpy. Like, I want to have that as well, because that's also one of the reasons why I want to travel, to meet up and travel and get inspired by other people. I really loved it about traveling. So I missed that. And I thought, I can be grumpy about it. Or I just set a date, use my Instagram account to tell people what the date will be, and maybe people show up. All of a sudden, people were very enthusiastic. We asked just a few euros because I thought maybe it's nice if people pay some euros, then we can organize something, for example, a barbecue or an outside cinema. And then all of a sudden, within just a few minutes, we were sold out. So we thought, let's sell more camper tickets. And all of a sudden there were 50 campers coming. And I thought, maybe we should really do something as well instead of only setting a date. And that became bigger and bigger and bigger. So now at the last weekend of May, that's edition 4.
Yeah.
And there are more, 200 campers are coming. And it is such a nice community to organize.
That is wild. And the first edition was with 50 campers, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea was for 25. But then,
maybe even.
Yeah, just like a big birthday with a lot of campers, we thought, and that would be nice. But then
just a party. I wanted to have a party and meet people and just share travel stories and share your pros and cons about van life and but people liked it probably, and they still do. Yeah. It's the funny thing, because I sell those tickets already before even telling what the program or the activities or the workshops or whatever. I don't tell them what's going to happen. And still the tickets are selling.
Yeah.
People just want to meet up. So a van life and camper meeting is, I think, the best word for Betoeterd.
I actually went to the first ever Betoeterd, and can you tell us a little bit more about what the festival area, or the meetup area, I should say, what it looked like? What can people expect from going to a Betoeterd event?
you can do a lot of stuff. You can, if you want, you can just be in your bubble and be a vanlifer and talk with other vanlifers. But you can also be very anticipating with the meetup. There is a market. There will be workshops, technical workshops about how to build a van, or also the creative kind of workshops. But also yoga, mindfulness. Everything is around and about campers. But also a lot of entrepreneurship, people who are having their own company, and they use Betutor to expand their name. Is it normal English? To tell what they do, how they do it, to connect with other vanlifers.
To create brand awareness for their
Yes.
brand or for their company. That's great.
There's a campfire, there's live music. It has a little bit a festival kind of vibe though, but it's not like partying. It's really about being together.
Yeah. It's less about drinking and partying and more about connection.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joa, how are you involved in the event?
Well, I was really involved in Betudert. I've been like part of the organization, I think the first 2 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And after that, we have a company together. We live in a small space together.
Of course.
We have 2 dogs together. We have a baby together. And at some point we said, okay, it's maybe nice to have something for yourself at some point. Diede is really good in talking to people, connecting people, finding like-minded people and combining strengths of those people and making something out of it. And I am more of strategic guy. I think more in like, okay, how do we fix things? How do we organize things, and how do we make it work actually? And we also kind of noticed in the organization that when Diede had a great idea, my first reaction would always be to press the brake. Like, okay, first get those people and do this. So I think it's a really good thing that we just said, okay, you go and work your magic, and whenever the festival is there, I absolutely will be there and will be giving all I have to build it and to make sure it works. But I'm not involved in the organization anymore. But
all the visuals of Betutert are totally Joa.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, and of course the days that the festival actually is, I'm there, and I think it's because we do everything together. It's also I'm part of the organization because I can make the space inside our lives to give Diede some room to organize this. So I'm not involved, but I'm actually involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Our dogs are all of a sudden want some attention, but
no worries at all. Tommy and you, welcome. Welcome to the podcast.
He wants his moments of fame as well.
I see. That's so cool. And do you have any favorite Betutert moments? Like something that really stands out for you?
The funny thing is, I really love the community. They are so enthusiastic. When they buy a ticket, they are telling that on Instagram, showing it on Instagram. When I post something on the Instagram, for example, a workshop or, I don't know, something that we are going to do during Betutert, the reactions are so positive. So it's such a warm community. I really love that. A few years ago, that was the second edition or the third, we had 3 days of pouring rain. People came towards Betutert and we said, okay, you're welcome, but you're gonna get stuck. And their reaction was, fine, where do you want me to put my van? And I was like, what? So they're all about adventure. So that was I like the community. That's the whole reason why I organized the whole event. But what it's really about is that when I see them meeting up somewhere else, for example in Portugal, and we met at Betutert and now we are together at the beach in Portugal. That's the goal. That's what I was missing the first years during Vanlife. So yeah, that's the whole reason why.
So it's really like bringing the people together, like
Yeah.
connecting them and
Yeah.
creating the community vibes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And you mentioned like the second edition, it was pouring rain for 3 days. Was this an event that you thought, okay, everything is going to go wrong, or how did it feel?
I think I thought that already a few weeks before, because it was already raining the whole winter. There were a lot of festivals that year that were cancelled. I had already a lot of weeks without sleep. So during the festival, I also thought, oh my, what am I doing? What are we doing? So yeah, I had a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights. But the funny thing is, somebody told me a few weeks ago that was the best edition ever
Wow.
because of the rain. And we vanlifers are used to rain, so we will manage. And I think the vanlifers were dancing in the rain, like literally, but also like figuratively.
Yes.
They were like really connecting because they needed to be inside their vans or close to each other underneath the stretch stand to be dry. The videographer was with his bare feet in the mud. And they needed to work together to really get all those vans out. I had a lot of stress for the organization and for my crew. It was so much work and we were so tired. I was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of stress. I think with the knowledge that I have right now, I maybe should have cancelled, but maybe it was the best edition for the visitors.
It was actually the only edition I wasn't there. So, well, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it sounds like it was still a great experience.
We had 150 vans,
Yeah, I think
and
so.
I think 149 got stuck. So we were like we had a friend with a Unimog, like the old German 4x4. Well, it's like a tractor actually, and another guy who actually was a visitor. He had like a Toyota Land Cruiser with a rooftop tent on top. And he came in and he said, I'm not going to get stuck. Well, he was the one that didn't get stuck. And he pulled everybody out with his winch.
Wow.
With a big smile.
Yeah.
He loved it.
He
Yeah,
loved
of
it. He
course.
still was texting every year, like, can I come again? And
Please let it be muddy again. And I'm like, no.
But I
But
think
it is-
that's the big thing of that year, that like, because everybody was literally in the same shit. We were just one big community and everybody was pushing each other's fans and helping out.
Yeah.
And so I think that was a really special year to visit the Toetert.
Yeah. Never again though, like this.
No, it's not going to turn into a mud fest.
Let's hope for the best this year. And what are you most proud of regarding like Betoeterd?
We are growing every year. I really like that. But not only the visitors, but also the crew. We are I'm getting quite the same people are coming back every year that are helping me. We are really building a crew. And I really like those people. That's also what I'm proud. It's really a crew, and they are really. It's so cool that for months and months I'm building something in my head, on my computer, in the cockpit of the truck, and all of a sudden the day before Betoeterd, I see everything in reality, and everything is building, and becomes reality. And then I'm so freaking proud of the crew and of everything that we built. Yeah.
And so at the same time, you're not just organizing events, you're also running a business together from the road, which is Studio Walrus. So how did that start?
We found out that the video editing didn't really work out for us because of the big files and everything. And Diede was, she quit her job, but still really liked the teaching. And we had a lot of time because we were traveling and we were just driving all day. So we had a lot of conversations about work and what are we going to do when we get back, and are we going to go back to our normal jobs and things like that. And then we said, well, we could combine our two skills and see what we can make of it. So, Diede had the teaching and I had the video, and I always was with video editing more into the motion graphics and the like almost animation kind of videos. So then we were talking like, the best way to explain something, I think, is to show and to have a good story, and then combine those two, and then everybody gets like whatever you're trying to tell. So what if we're gonna do that for companies and for people who have something to explain? And then we actually met a few people on the road, and they were starting a company. They said, "Yeah, we're gonna start, I think, a website building and marketing agency." And they said like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, and we're actually quite serious." And we went to the KVK. That's like the Dutch government thing where you start a company.
The Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. And we kept in touch with them, and at some point they said, "Yeah, we found a company and they need an e-learning." So we were like, "Oh yeah, we can do that." We had no clue, but we thought we could do that. So we just started working with them, and we actually did a really weird way of making videos.
Yeah,
Because
we were amateurs. We really were.
But we like the editing software and everything is really expensive. So we were like, yeah, okay, we don't know if we're gonna do this. So yeah, we made like videos inside of PowerPoint with screen recordings, and then Diede did like the voiceovers with the headphones from an old iPhone. Edited
5 years ago. 5 years ago. We don't do that anymore.
But we were really like, we felt like we were like inventing something new, like trying old stuff and being in coffee shops, working and running the engine at night to render exports and things like that. So we were like, whoa, this is crazy. And then the company who wanted the e-learning turned out buying the actual e-learning from us, and we're really happy with it. So we were like, whoa. So we made something like, we really felt like cavemen, like we could we could make something. So we felt like we had something in hands, and then we said, okay, let's now make this serious.
Yeah.
And that is what we've been doing for the last.
That's also because I made a kind of course we started the truck because of the dog, because we need more space, but also because Studio Walrus is growing and growing and expanding. And if you have a deadline, you can't say to your client, sorry, I don't have any more sun. There's no solar. There's no electricity. The deadline is not gonna work for us. No, you can't do that. No. So we thought living on the road, we would love that, but we can only do that if we earn money, and we want to do that by our company Studio Walrus. So we need to be able to really trust on the whole fact that we have electricity and stuff like that. Yeah. So because of Studio Walrus, we felt like, oh, this is really working. And it was expanding because we do way more than only e-learnings at the moment. We make visuals for companies. That could be, for example, a style guide, a logo, stuff like that, but also videos, animated videos, but also illustration that explain stuff, infographics, stuff like that. So we, make visuals for companies. And that was growing. So that was the whole reason, I think.
Wow. That's super interesting. And so it's called Studio Walrus. Where did the name come from?
Well, that's kind of a funny story. We were in a truck and we were talking about, our company is kind of working, and it had your name, I think. You were just Joachim.
Yeah, I think everybody knows us as Joa Diede, and our Instagram is called Joa Diede. And so we naturally just called our company Joa Diede.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, I still remember we were in we call it our living room, but it is just our living area. And I was watching you, and at the time he had a lot of long hair, even longer than mine. And he has beautiful hair, and he had a a big beard and a mustache, And I was looking at him, and then I saw our brown dog, and he has a mustache as well. So I was just looking at them, and we were thinking about a name, because we felt like Joa Diede, it doesn't fit anymore. Our company is way more than just Joa Diede. And then I said, okay, let's call us Walrus. And we were kind of laughed about it, but then we were searching for the meaning of a walrus. And a walrus also swims every winter towards warmer areas. Well, that's exactly what we
Wow.
do as well.
Love
But a walrus also gets very old. And how older they get, the more wisdom they get as well. So they're all about wisdom and also telling their wisdom towards the younger
Generations. Yeah.
generations. And we are also all about telling stories towards other people. So when we figured out what the walrus is standing for,
Yeah.
we thought, hey, it really fits us. And we wanted just a name that I don't have to spell it. When I call someone, hi, I'm Diede Bolsjes from Studio Walrus on the phone, they're like, huh, Walrus? They always remember it. And I don't have to tell them, they will remember it. So we really want to have a name that fits us, but is also like very easy to remember. That's definitely a walrus.
Oh, that is actually very good branding. Like to be able to just say your name without spelling it, without anything. The people will just get it.
They actually laugh about it, and I like it to make people laugh. So
Yeah, it sticks in your head, and I think it's also well, I think it actually in the real world it's not a really friendly animal, but when you look at an illustration or a picture of a walrus, I think it's always like it looks like a friendly, grumpy guy. I think that's also.
And they're all about wisdom and telling.
Yeah,
stories
just calm and wise.
Calm,
animals.
wise.
So we were like, okay, fits us.
It fits.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I love the story. It's so cute. And so you're doing this together. So what is it like to work as a couple on the same business?
Yeah, I think when we are very close to each other, we are very good.
Yeah.
But the moment when we have a lot of space, we really miss each other and it doesn't work anymore. That's what we figured out 5 years ago, or maybe even longer already.
Yeah.
When he was still a chef and I was still a teacher, we really missed each other. It didn't work. But I think we really know each other, the good parts, but also the bad parts. I really know when I just have to let him be in his bubble. And that's the other way around as well. We know really how to manage each other. I think that's a big goal.
Yeah, and we really don't do the same work.
Yeah,
like in Diede does a lot of communication and marketing, and I just do the actual producing. And I'm really bad at marketing and communication, and Diede is not really good at.
I'm really bad in making the visuals.
Yeah, so we are never able to say to each other like you should do it like this or you should do it like this, because we're both have our qualities and both give all the best for our company. So I think that makes it really easy to work together, because
and we really trust each other.
Yeah.
When I am not working and he is in the cockpit, I always call it our cockpit. That's where our
we have an office. The front of the job, of course, separated from the box.
Yeah.
So that's our office as well. We made a little desk in there. And
for example, when I have meetings and the baby is crying, I'm not able to have a normal meeting, and we are really serious about our business. So I just really want to be professional and not having a crying baby in the background. So we really needed an office separated from the living space. But when he is in the office working, I really trust him about what he is doing, and I'm never checking or feeling like, oh, is he really working or is he maybe on YouTube just chilling? You know, it's about, for example, we are just really trusting the other one in the process. And we are really good in every Wednesday evening, we have a meeting together about, we evaluate what we do, how are we doing, how we can make it, what can we do better, how can we make more progress. And it sounds really like business, but it is business. And we are also really able to, in a conversation, not to take it personally, but really see it like business. And we really want to develop and be the next day better. And we want to make progress. And you can only do that by really checking in by each other and evaluate, like, what can we do better? And we really trust each other in the process, but we also are really able to see what we can do better. And for example, when Joa says something like, you should do this or you can do it like this. I don't feel like for myself like, I don't, my English is not.
No, I know what you mean. It's not like it's never gets personal. It's
Yeah.
just we both have the same goal in mind. Like we wanna run a business, and our relationship is actually something different than our business. And I think we are really good at that. I think it just really works for us.
It's fake. Yeah.
We will never have like a conversation over dinner about work. That's also because of our son. He's always next to us, and when our son is with us, we don't talk about work.
Wow.
And that's really hard. But because we are so strict about that, you can really leave your work like at work and have your home at home. And I think that's just really important if your lives are so entangled and mixed in with each other, that you really protect those boundaries.
And sometimes we really have a discussion or we are not on the same page. And that's good as well. Because I would hate it when you always would have said, if you always say yes to me and always be like, yeah, okay. But I really like it when you say no or think differently about something, because then you can talk about it and then you can grow together.
Yeah.
So really be on a different page works as well. And you have a totally different way of thinking than I do. You are actually your character is 9 out of 10, actually the opposite of what I would do. So that's, we are different people. We are really almost the opposite actually now when I think about it. But that works for us because I know when I have to leave him and he know when he needs to let me be me.
Yeah. But just different people with the same goal.
Yeah.
So we can just both do our own, and the same goal and the same values. That's I think the important thing to say.
Yeah.
We have the same values and
we're like-minded.
Yeah.
And at the very beginning, you had a van with 100 watt on the roof. When you're running a business, I guess things might have changed. Like, how do you deal with solar and how do you deal with internet?
I don't even know how many watts is on the roof, but I think it's close to 2,000 watts on the roof.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a very big battery. I think it's 600 amp hours of lithium. Then 3,000 watt inverter. But
and
actually,
since the year we have Starlink as well.
We have Starlink for the internet.
That's a big difference, the Starlink. But to be honest, because of Studio Walrus that is growing, we really had to make a decision a few months ago, I think. We thought, we only have 7 days in 1 week. And we are really, now with the baby as well, thinking about how we are going to manage our time. And when we are traveling, you're not able to spend time with your child or at your company. So we thought, we don't want to be busy with spending time about traveling anymore, because after 6 years of traveling, we're kind of tired. We saw a lot of different places. We saw a lot of, and we love the traveling part. But at the moment that we are right now in our lives, we really want to make Studio Walrus successful. So we thought, you know what, let's not travel, just skip winter. That's our goal. So let's go straight ahead towards the south of Spain, have the sun, be on a campsite. So we have 100% everyday electricity. So we can focus on being in the sun, being with our child and being able to work.
Yeah.
Little did we know that it rained the whole winter, but that's another story. We really decided last year, okay, we're not going to travel, but be in Spain, on a same spot with electricity on a campsite. That was one of the decisions to really be able to develop for Studio Walrus.
Yeah. So a lot more intentional now you have the business running.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with the little one, it's just the logistics of traveling gets so much more complicated. Like, for instance, normally we, especially in the van, we would just drive for like 6 hours, taking turns and driving towards wherever we want. And now we have to drive during the naps of Jippe. So that's like 2.5, maybe 3 hours if we're really lucky a day. We drive, if we're lucky, 80 kilometers an hour with the truck. So it's just like our first stop leaving from the Netherlands is already in Belgium. And then sometimes we even stay for 3 or 4 days in Belgium because we're just busy with doing stuff, and we need to walk. We have 2 big energetic dogs. So like at least an hour or 1.5 hours a day goes into walking the dogs. Well, then like having a baby takes a lot of time, and that's really great because we are able to spend this time with him. We feel really lucky that we've both seen every step in his life now. Like every thing every new thing he learns, we are together with him. So that's really, really special. But we sometimes feel like now, like the traveling is becoming extra and not main priority anymore.
At the moment.
Yeah, of course.
No idea where we're going to be in a year.
No. That's always with us. Yeah.
That's the beauty of van life as well. It's a very dynamic lifestyle, let's say.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you guys, and that is something that I like to ask everybody. And that is, if someone is listening who is thinking about starting van life, what would you advise?
Don't do it. No. Yeah, just freaking do it. A lot of people that we met, who don't live in a van, say, I can't do that because I have a job or I have children, or they have a reason why not. But we had those jobs as well, and we have a child, and I don't say that it is easy, but if you really want it, just do it, because it gives you so much opportunities to see the beauty of life. It gives you freedom, and it makes your horizon so much bigger. I think I'm really different because of traveling, and I developed as a person as well, if I talk for myself. So really do it. And I think that's what makes me really happy at the moment in van life. You really appreciate the small things. For example, a shower with warm water, with no limit of water. And before van life, when I needed to shower, I was kind of like, I don't have time for a shower. I want to do this and this and this. And a shower was something that you really needed to do, and even quickly if it was possible. And now I really love those small things, and I appreciate those small things way more. And I think if you have a lot of money and you're building yourself a villa and you get your third or your fourth bathroom, it doesn't make you any more happy. But when you live so small and when you live minimalistic in a small house or more outdoors, you're so happy with the smaller things in life, and you can always reach for the bigger goals. But if you actually take a step back, for example, living small and living in a house on wheels or doing van life, the normal things get way better than a villa with 5 bathrooms. And that is what I really like about van life. So do it, because you're gonna appreciate life way more. That's my point of view.
Yeah, I think you should absolutely do it, at least try it. And I think it's really important to don't go crazy on the van. Like there's a lot of people who think that they need the best, most beautiful high-tech van. But with every kind of van and every kind of camper, there's a lot of options. You can go like crazy off-grid, or you can go just on a lovely, cute campsite. And I think the main thing is that you have to be open to meet a lot of people. And then during the traveling, you will find out what kind of van fits you, or camper, or you adjust your own camper to whatever your need is. Because that's also a thing that we really found out in van life. I think a friend of ours once said, making friends in van life is like making friends in a pressure cooker. It's like, it goes crazy fast, because when you meet new people, like when you invite somebody in, you're in somebody's bedroom, in somebody's kitchen, living room, and sometimes even toilet at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah, it was like
It is.
You
true.
know each
You
other's
know-
schedule when they are going to the toilet.
yeah, like when you park next to and somebody closes the curtain midday, you know what they're gonna do. So
It's true.
I've never been thinking about that before we started van life, but it's just you meet new people and they become your everything within a day,
Yeah.
and then you can both go your own direction, and then you meet them in like a year, and it's like you've seen them yesterday, because everybody has the same mindset about meeting people and about the connection that you make, that it becomes so different from other friendships. Like I have friends from high school and everything, and I've been seeing them for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. That's always a good friendship. There's always nice conversations. But people in van life, they just always dive in deep and go straight in.
Like-minded people.
Yeah, that's a really, I think that's the most valuable thing we ever got out of van life.
Yeah, true.
And I think the only way to experience that is just buy an old crappy van and go around and find out yourself. Yeah, that's the best thing, I think.
Or start with
Just-
renting, whatever, but just do
just
it.
go for it. Yeah.
Just go for it. That's amazing advice. Thank you so much. If people want to get an explainer video, or if they want to buy Batuta tickers, where can they find you?
Well, we have a website, www.studiowalders.nl. Of
Van life meeting betoeterd.nl.
yeah,
And otherwise our Instagram.
Joa and Diede and English and.
Perfect.
Okay, this is maybe not the most. This
It's
should
a
be
lot of
our
channels.
spelling. It's a lot of channels, you know.
No worries. I'll put everything down below in the show notes. Thank you so much for this amazing interview, and have a lovely evening.